in here.
This motherfucker.
Oh, mine's not the same right now. It's a little down in the dumps. So, still have no fear though, because the 1216 podcast is here, and we're here to bring to you some of the greatest new anime that's out there right now.
Show.
Oh gosh, we got a lineup for you all. Spring has not failed us so far. Out with the winter and with the sprinter, and we jump right into a few of them that we have that we're going to talk about.
Tell Chicago that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's still snowing today.
Ridiculous.
So we have Lazarus, To Be Hero X, Fire Force, My Hero Vigilantes, and of course, Goat Piece, because our 6-month hiatus training arc is finally over. And it's time for you to see what we have in storage, the new powers we have unlocked, the new logo we have unlocked. Together, me and 16 will become the best duo known to man on the One Piece Grand Line. I don't have armor hockey though, so this shit won't work. But we're here.
Yeah, I'm there. Yes, we are here. We are here. We are back. Like 12 said, we are out with the winter anime. We are here with spring anime official. We got some other stuff that'll be coming out in a couple of days or whatnot, but that's not stuff we'll be covering. But other new anime that will be dropping as well, starting for the springtime. But we have 5 that we will be covering for you on a week-to-week basis.
But it's not just limited to 5. It is 5, but you know me already, man. I have to always sprinkle in a little bit of here, a little bit of there. So actually, before we even start off our 5, I want to make sure that you are all checking in with us. And you are all tuned in to, of course, some bangers that's been going on. Welcoming back, of course, Windbreaker. Sakura has proven time after time that he can overcome any obstacle, and that is being done, and we're going to see it even more throughout this season. Episode 1 was a complete success, in my opinion, picking up where Zach left off. 16.
Yeah, I ain't watched it yet.
I don't watch it yet. We won't speak too much about it though, for the most part. But just know, Soccer did his thing. We also have anime out there, like Link Click, which is still waiting on to come back. We have the ending of Zenshu that went out finally. What a sad way to go out. If you guys watched Honey Lemon Soda, that was also a really good ending with that one. Nice little slice of life for you all to come into play with. And Momentary Lily. There's just a few that are either ended or have started up again, and it's going to be a great spring lineup. Make sure you are all checking out Promise Wizard. That's always a good banger to watch out sometimes if you get a chance to. But without further ado, Lazarus is where we're at. And with Lazarus being here, we have
this one I have watched. Yeah, first episode was really good.
You know what it gave me? I don't know if you ever played Mirror's Edge before.
But I know what you mean with all the running and shit.
Yeah. The parkour shit. This gives me like Mirror's Edge meets Cowboy Bebop vibes because, well, of course, it was inspired by Cowboy Bebop and the creator. But it's definitely a vibe mix that you can see with the mashup behind it all, which I thought after he got, even while he was in jail, like the shit was on that pathway for sure. And then when he got out, it just jumped up fucking tenfold.
Yeah, for me, I really like the animation. It really gives you the 90 feel with being much more crisp and clean with, 2025 technology and all that kind of stuff. But it still gives you like the kind of almost like, the nostalgia of like almost like handwritten kind of drawings, how it felt like it used to be back in the day and whatnot. So that was pretty cool, but the animation was still like clean and fluid, like 12 was saying, with like running through the city and the fighting and everything in the prison. Like it was really cool to see. So,
bro, they got down and dirty with this first episode with us, man.
And no, for sure.
What is his name? It's not Alex, right?
Listen, it's a brand new series. I
It's
was
gonna take
already
a
gonna get
while.
a disclaimer. It's
Yeah.
gonna take a minute for us to remember all the names and everything of all the characters and everything. But basically the whole premise behind everything that's going on in the show is a doctor created some kind of drug
Mm-hmm.
that everybody used to like numb your pain or something to that extent or whatnot.
I need that
Um,
shit right now after this accident.
you don't though. Come to
Oh,
find out later. Yeah, come to find
yeah,
out later
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
But basically what it does is like it numbs the pain and everybody like goes around taking it and all that kind of stuff. Pharmaceuticals companies sell it, real easy to get. It seems like that's what it made it seem like because
It's
everybody
what it should be for. What it should be
yeah,
for.
should be for essentially. But
And,
then something happens with the doctor who created it. He
oh, some
disappears.
Aang shit. When the war
When
needed,
the world needed him most, he disappears. No, for real. He disappears for like I think they said like 3 years.
yeah,
And then he comes back and he tells the people um that basically people who took the drug, which is pretty much the
everybody
majority of the
almost. Yeah,
population, you're gonna end up dying. I forgot exactly what they said the time span was, but he said basically the first people who would have taken the drug and everything are gonna start dying off within 30 days. So essentially, the whole premise
yeah.
behind this is a team is being put together to find this man. I'm guessing within the 30 days because he says
The
he has
cure.
the cure for
Yeah,
the drug that he created and everything. So it seems like some kind of high specialized kind of behind the scenes organization as called Lazarus, as we come to
Lazarus.
find out. That's the name of the episode. That's
Took
the
them
team
forever
name
to tell us this shit, though,
to tell
bro.
us that that's the team name. We find out at the very end of the episode. So basically the guy who they break out of prison, I feel like he's going to be the main
Mm-hmm.
person we focus on in the group because we don't know what he did, but he's in there for 88
888
years.
years,
Yeah, for
basically a
life
life
sentences.
sentence.
Yeah, life sentences for we don't know what he did basically, and he tells us he's real good at breaking out of prison, which we end up seeing in that
Later on,
episode.
yeah.
That's really the whole episode is
The whole
them
to me,
breaking
bro.
out of prison and world building essentially.
To me, G, I got like the whole premise of the episode was the test his breakout on some Prison Break shit. If everybody ever
Hey,
watched Prison Break, if else on that shit, just for him to
dog.
say, you know what, fuck it, you can join the team now. Let's go ahead and
Yeah,
get you up on
nah,
the team.
he definitely
The nigga went through a
he
trial and
showed
error run,
he showed his shit for sure. Got out of the prison, got through the city talking to the cop, and he
evaded
fooled.
the
Yeah,
drone.
he fooled, but he fooled the way he fooled the cop. Where he talking about it's just no, that's just how
Bruh.
we dressing. You look like you wearing prison gear. No, we just
It's
dress like that.
cosplay.
It's fashion type shit. And then he goes into the store, and then he gets the call on over the radio talking about a prison inmate is escaped, downtown wearing the gear and all that. He's like, oh fuck, I
Just
screwed
let
up
this
type
man
shit.
just go.
Just walk off type shit. So that was
First
pretty
off,
funny.
nigga, that's grounds
Conning
for losing your
ability.
that's grounds for losing your job.
No, for sure. If anybody ever found out, that's what happened for sure.
I'm sure there's cameras everywhere, bro. Then they walked over and said, "Fuck."
Especially the way the technology is, it's a futuristic kind of vibe for the whole world and everything, as we see with like the cars and all that kind of stuff. So, hey, it's
Shit,
pretty good. It's
the
pretty good so far.
the cars, the drones, the technology. Shit, old girl with the blonde hair. I'm fucking with her, bro. She was cutting them
The shit
off.
she did with the the
Went
shit
over to the
she
other
how
side.
she fooled his ass, acting like a random citizen and all that kind of stuff.
Hey,
And let's take a selfie and everything. And she's obviously part of the team, so we got to see different people who are part of the team.
the
And they cut.
technology guy, which is the drone, the black dude who's probably like the muscle or the brains behind it all, the girl who I'm assuming she's the
The tech person,
tech person behind
because she
that.
was in the chair, on the
Mm-hmm.
computer and all that kind of stuff. So the behind the scenes type, and then the lady's clearly the leader who came to visit him
The visit in jail.
and talk to him on the screen at the very end. So we'll
Tony
see.
says, "What the fuck is going on?" Oh well, This is just a trial.
Yeah,
Welcome to Lazarus.
we'll see what happens, what her whole reason and ideal is for recruiting him, the other people on the crew, and what her goal, like why she wants to find the doctor. I mean, obviously for the
The
cure,
cure.
but
Yeah.
she has probably some other. It's anime. There are other reasons involved. Every character has a backstory. Come
It
on
can't
now.
just be we want to save the world.
Come
No, it
on
can't
now.
be
Every
that.
character has a backstory, why they joined into the group, and when she found them down and low at that lowest point or something like that, or they were like criminals like this guy is, and bring you in for a better purpose. I can show you a better way to do something. Anime shit.
What
Come
is
on
it?
now.
The pretty much the opposite of Sakamoto Days. The horse head dude that brought the criminals in just to kill the assassins. Sakamoto does.
Yeah.
Pretty much, she's the opposite of
Bringing
him.
them in to
She's
save the
trying to
world type
she's
shit.
trying to save the world on some Amanda Waller shit.
Yeah, Task Force X type shit.
Come on now, that's a lot more than anime with us, man. We go around
pop
the world
culture.
with it.
What you say? Pop
Yeah,
culture for sure.
pop culture. Get the reference if y'all can.
Yeah. So all in all, it was a good episode. Now I'm interested to see what we learn from these other members from the team, and how the hunt proceeds. And he's obviously not gonna be all in. So what's gonna be the driving factor to get him into doing this?
Right.
So.
And then the only thing I would say, like, I'm kind of hesitant about is the last time we was hyped up about some fucking Adult Swim anime that came out.
Oh, I'm dead. I don't think it's gonna have any mech kind of stuff.
They
bro.
bet
I
not
really
have
don't.
this shit, bro.
I know
hope
exactly
not.
what you about to say when you said that you go all the way to back to Ninja Kamui, how that started off. No, I don't think it's gonna be
started
like
off so good just to get so ass. Imagine that now when they took the mech suits away from it, shit was back to being good, but
just the hand-to-hand combat ninja stuff is what we wanted to see, and that's not. Yeah.
We got niggas with afros, floating samurai mech suits, and all. These niggas want to be the best of the world. And
I
to be
don't
the
think
best of the
it'll.
world,
I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't think it's gonna be anything like that. So, but you can always hold your breath. Yeah, hold your breath with it. Cowboy Bebop, I don't think it was any. I never watched it, so I don't think it
wasn't.
So I don't think it would be anything. You know what I mean? Because it has that feel. I haven't watched it to know, but I've seen it back in the, obviously when we were kids, Toonami and whatnot, late night episodes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, when we were 14 plus. Remember, it was rated 14.
I'm dead. Just seeing it, I kind of got the vibes and feel of that, because he's obviously like Spike. You know what I mean? Off that. So
literally from the way he acts, the way he moves, the interactions,
all of that. As
the women may say, who we've had on the show before, DADDY Spike, like. Yeah, like he giving them vibes. It's not he going around trying to be a hero. Like he wants to be Mr. Nice.
I am dead. I am dead. We can. It's funny because we have a Mr. Nice and we have a Mr. Nice guy later on. So that's pretty funny. But yeah, we can transition to Be Hero X. This was definitely
my head was different. Fucked up. My head was fucked up.
Something different. It gives me, I don't know if you watched it, 12, but it definitely gave me kind of Arcane vibes. If you watched that on Netflix, with the kind of 3D-ish kind of animation with the different, but it's so much more than that. But that's like the base style. But the way they did the fighting and all that kind of stuff with transitioning to different, and it from what the trailer show, it looks like it gets even crazier as the show goes on. So that's just a intro to it. So man, what episode?
And fucking what episode it was. Speaking of introductions, we never thought we would see a hero just completely walk off the side of the edge,
just off himself. Ridiculous.
He walked past. He looked at him. He says, and he falls. I'm thinking like, all right, cool.
He's gonna fly or something. Nope.
No.
Splat.
Nah. Which is weird because when he was pretending to be nice and got the powers, he was
He could
flying just a
fly.
little bit.
Yeah.
So why the fuck was it
That's why.
nice?
That's why
Like,
he said that. Like he wasn't concerned when he did that because he knew he could fly. So he was. But
right.
then when he splat and it was like,
First
bro,
off,
why?
bro, the body said, shh, do, like, like as soon as he hit that ledge, we ran to the street. He looked over and said,
Splash.
"Are you good
Crazy.
down there?" But this
But
all
I
happened
was gonna
because of
say
what?
you could kind of see it when he ends up having. So basically, he gets kidnapped by some kind of leader of this organization or whatnot who was in charge of. It kind of gives me
The hero.
I had it it's not Invincible. The other song Amazon, The Boys. It kind of gives me The
Oh, okay.
Boys kind of
Yeah.
vibes
Yep.
with the
Yep.
whole
Yep. Yep.
marketing of
Yep.
superheroes and all of that kind of stuff. So that's basically who she is, like the lead of some kind of company
Mm-hmm.
who markets Nice as a hero and everything because the more trust you have with the people,
The more you're
the
powerful
power,
you are.
yeah, the more powerful you are. So
Which gave
um
me, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Shy, the
no,
anime
I haven't
Shy.
watched it yet. No.
So this gives me very much like similarities to how it
Mm,
is inside her. Like
okay.
she's a very shy person, of course, and then all their names go off like a weird play upon like common words that would be adjectives for most part. So
Mm,
we have Nice over there, we got Shy over here, we got Joker up over here, somebody else up over there. Like it is going back and forth with the shit. It's just weird as fuck with the names, but
mm.
it does give me that vibe of like here's Shy, or like you said, the boys. You're marketing the heroes. They're going through. They're holding it down. It's definitely like I'm gonna say a 1-to-1, but it's similar vibes
Similar
between
vibes for
those
sure.
two and Hero X.
Mm, mm.
But we
So
kicked off with him losing his job though, and he lost his job in one of the most fucked up ways possible. Like nigga, he was doing his work. He was
doing
doing
his
his
job.
job.
I mean, you told him to send it when he sent it, and
You
they
you said immediately, didn't you? He said immediately, right? Yeah, he said immediately. All right, okay. Fuck it, you're fired.
so
Parker, pack your stuff up. You're out of here.
I'm done. So his boss and that whole kind of situation that comes into play later on in the episode. So we
Venom.
continue. I mean, we basically see him get kidnapped off the side of the building essentially after
Nice commits super
he
Q.
yeah, he offs himself basically. So after that, with whoever this, lady is with the organization, and they basically make him nice.
Nice. And it's weird because she threw a can of paint at the nigga and was like, "Oh, you kind
He
of
kind of
resemble
look,
him."
yeah, he kind of looks like him. So at first, I kind of felt like they were gonna kill him. You know what I mean? To like keep the secret of what happened to him, and
That's what
then
I thought
it's
as well. And it
all
went
kind of happened
whole
by
different.
coincidence type shit. And
Cause the nigga broke free of them goons. She did a spinneroonie. What's
and
that
then
shit called in the Olympics? When you got to spin around and throw the fucking
oh,
ball.
the I know what you're talking about.
She did
The
that shit with a damn paint can and
yeah,
smacked the
yeah,
shit. Like first off,
yeah.
bitch, that's some good aim. But smacked his ass. The paint is all right there, and he gave me Sakura vibes from fucking at first with the
Mm,
half and half, and then I was
haven't,
like,
yeah.
wait, this nigga kind of does look like him.
Look like him. He did. He really did. So they basically wrap him up into the whole job, and I forget how long, but they have him essentially playing nice for a certain amount of time, and you
Mm-hmm.
get to see like it's basically like a training montage of how to
Yep,
be, how
gotta
to
be
be
nice.
him and interact with the public, and all the kind of stuff that you see with the boys with that kind of marketing and how to do certain things with the public to keep your ratings up type
Mm-hmm.
stuff. It's basically doing all that to keep your trust up instead of ratings. Essentially, they're basically the same thing. So
Yeah, and I looked at it for the most part like it's kind of giving me my hero vibes also in
it
a
feels like
way.
they're gonna be a lot more heroes in the world. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just him
Nice.
and
And
the girl.
well, we know what happened to her.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
We will
But
get to that.
let's get to the red carpet, if you must say.
Basically, okay. So they basically preparing him for an event for him to interact with the public, and he's meeting. I forgot her name, but he's meeting
Nicest girlfriend.
Basically, yeah,
Yeah.
nicest girlfriend for the first time, and
Her
has
name doesn't matter because she obviously is.
I'm dead. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Oh,
We'll
you're
get to
dead,
it.
huh?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. So basically, they have to have this whole kind of interaction in front of the public, and it's on some kind of like TV show that they have. And there's this guy who is not the normal person who runs the show, but some kind of guy who weasels his way in to fill in for the guy.
He's
So
hero
he's
number 249.
something low as hell who doesn't really
And they
matter in the
all call
grand
him
scheme of things.
250, and he gets upset about that. No,
Yeah,
nigga,
yeah.
I'm 249.
In the grand scheme of things, he doesn't really matter in the number scheme, as you can see, 240 compared to where
Number
Nice is
one.
at 10. Well, Nice is at 10 though.
Oh yeah.
So basically, yeah, they have conversations asking like to try and determine if they're the true love. So the first question he asked, how many commercials she's been in, and the total amount of
hours that is ran,
the runtime that the commercials run for. And lucky for him, he actually knows it because he likes, not as Nice, but as him as an individual character, he actually likes the girl because he works at the company.
It worked. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was Alexa.
Okay.
That promoted her character and everything as a hero to like the
Did
world, the
all her
community, and all that kind of
marketing,
stuff. All of that. So he
oh,
knows everything, and he actually like truly cares about her as a character. He says she's like his shining light, and he wants to be her knight. You know, essentially in shining armor type shit. So he knows that first question. Yeah, I'm dead. So he knows that question. He's able to answer that. Do you remember what the second one was? It was the second question.
Second question was, do you really love her?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he based no. Was
as your girlfriend?
Is she your
As your
girlfriend? And he said,
Yeah.
no, she's my goddess. Because
more than that.
because he was connected to an actual lie detector. So if he said yes, they would have detected it was a lie. He wasn't her actual girlfriend, so he couldn't say that. He couldn't say yes. But he said no. He said she was his goddess. So that works because it passes the test. And this goes to the whole him wanting to be by her side and protect her and all that kind of stuff, be her knight in shining armor. And the fans, you get to see their reactions on their phones and all that kind of shit. That like they loving it. Oh my god, he wants to be a hero, protect her. And then we get to the final shit, which is basically he brings in his old boss, but the story is his individual character. They think he committed suicide. They covered that up.
Not Nice, but the guy who works for the commercial company,
who's actually playing Nice now. They say he committed suicide because it's a lot easier to cover that up with a story of a nobody compared to an actual somebody like,
and it had only one view, but and that one view was
which was most likely the boss. So we get
the host of the show was that one viewer, which is why he brought the
boss.
Yeah,
gotcha. And then we get to see essentially all hell break loose.
Bro, nigga popped aside though with an Iron Man symbiote suit. How the fuck you pull this out your ass? War Machine symbiote? Shooting black goop everywhere. First off, you think your ass beat? Nah. And that suit actually held up for a little bit, bro. Like he was doing his thing. They had a nice little breakout. You're the reason why you led him to commit blah blah blah. Super cute. And now I'm gonna get payback for you. I'm going bankrupt because of you, nigga.
Hey, bro, it was crazy. This is where I talked about earlier. It's the regular 3D base animation, but when they're doing all the fighting and all that kind of stuff, it changes to so many different animation styles and everything. It's kind of like Into the Spider-Verse type shit with how it looks and kind of feels and whatnot. It was amazing.
5 Elements of Fog Heel. I don't know if you remember seeing that. It's like a Chinese.
Yep.
So very similar to that shit. That shit's so fucking cool. And this gave me the animation vibes when I was like, I gotta go back and see what actual studio did this one.
Yeah,
I
it
can't. I don't know off the
was
top of my head, but it
whatever
did
whoever
good.
did it,
They
they
snapped.
really showed their shit.
Yeah, they snapped on this
And
shit,
like we said, from what we saw in the trailer, is gonna get even crazier than what we've seen so far.
which is wild as fuck to think.
So basically, at the end of the day, Nice, destroys the suit
The
that the
boss,
boss was wearing.
yeah.
Everything is like all wrapped up and whatnot, and he goes on about.
Oh
Uh,
wait, but remember the letters. So inside the suit, they had the power to shoot out the letters, and the letters kind of attached to people.
mhm.
And it
Did
made
they
them.
did that kill him?
I don't know if it killed them or it was turning them against Nice. I was trying
Mm-hmm.
to put that together at 101 because I know I've seen some of them that just dropped out, like they
Mm-hmm.
dropped dead,
After they hit him in the back.
and then pause, and then when they got up on Nice's hand,
In the, not from the pause.
after they got on Nice's hand, he had to kind of get rid of it because he started down himself, so it goes to your
Mm.
inner doubt, your inner thoughts and
Mm.
doubts.
Okay. Yep.
That's anime, man. We try to dissect as much as we can. Don't know
Yeah.
too much
No, for
about it, but
sure. For sure. Trying to figure it all out, and that was all going to play out. But
and then
yeah.
this part right here, bro, man,
Yeah. So they basically wrap
wrap it
everything
up.
up. He talks with the lady, the president. I'll just call her the president
The
for
president of
now.
the heroes,
Basically, that's what I'll call her for now. So they
Amanda Waller.
talk.
Fuck it.
Yeah, funny as hell. So they talk and whatnot, and essentially he says he's ready to not just play the role, but actually be the role and everything. Be
Mm-hmm.
nice, like for real type shit. So she takes him to the tower where I'm guessing all the heroes and whatnot live, from maybe a
Yep.
certain rank to a certain rank. So like she said,
The
from
higher the rank,
the high, like 12 was saying, the higher your rank, the better your living accommodations is. So I'm not sure what the lowest rank is, but obviously we know the highest rank is going to be number one.
looking over that whole city.
And yeah, we find out Nice is on floor 10. He goes and sees how, essentially how big the fucking the room is and whatnot. Goes over to the bed, and the girl we saw earlier,
His girlfriend
she's in the bed and whatnot, and he doesn't want to do
with her.
anything or get close or anything
Hey,
like
first
that,
off, she
because
thick as hell, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I
So,
am dead. I am fucking dead. Nah, he don't want to be close to her because that's not his girl or whatnot. He don't want to, you know, do anything without, consent and everything. So
must be nice, huh?
talk about must be nice. I am dead. So he basically gets his pillow and he's finna get up and leave and puts the cover on her, and he ends up seeing like she's dead, fucking
Blood
blood
every
everywhere.
fucking. Oh my
So
gosh.
that's where we leave it, and we're gonna find out what and how all that happened. I hopefully maybe next week. I don't know, because
Yeah,
like
because
what
she
from the
was
time that happened there when they were at the show and he was with the
her
president,
and the
how could
president.
that happen? So
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
I, I wonder if it's. I wonder if it had to do with. You know what? Nope.
I
Nope.
don't know what to think
I
because
haven't
they
thought about it. It's
haven't been
two things
any
I
other
thought. Yeah.
characters or anything introduced yet. Really.
I don't. I was gonna say. I wonder if she took her own life for the most part, kind of like how Nice did, but getting overwhelmed
Mm,
because she said. Remember, she said in the middle of it when he actually accepted the role, she said, if you accept this role, just know that you're gonna have a choice later on, similar to the same choice that Nice had
that
made,
nice mate.
but he
Yeah, that's
chose to take
true.
his own life versus what you want to do with yourself.
So we'll see. Yeah, that is true.
But it's always good to be a hero, even if you are a devil hero.
Man, it has been a long awaited
These puns are getting
return.
better and better, bro.
It has been a long awaited return, but we are finally back with Fire Force. I'm super, super excited because this is one of the first anime that I started watching when I made my kind of like big return back to watch
Debut
the
back.
anime. Yeah, kind of big return to watch the anime and everything. It was recommended to me by one of my homies, Kyle. Absolutely love it. Absolutely fantastic anime. I love basically all the characters, the fighting, the animation in the fighting, the sounds with the like the fight. You know, if you watch Fire Force, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When
The
She-Ra like
Ebola burst when he burst
all of
out.
that kind of stuff, and when She-Ra does is and then the like, bro, all of that, like, I
Get
know it
this man
sounds,
signed up for sound effect classes.
I am dead. I know it sounds hilarious doing it, but if you watch the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
So love it. Happy is back. They spend the majority of the episode just kind of reintroducing all the characters and everything because it's been so long. So I kind of figured they
6
do that
years? No, what's it?
three or
5 years?
four,
That's it.
somewhere 3 to 5, somewhere in 3 to 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want to say 3 to 5 for sure. I want to
Mhm.
say I didn't see it at all in COVID time.
No, not that I remember. I
Yeah,
don't think.
so it had to be about 5 years. Yeah,
Yeah, somewhere 3 to 5 for sure.
yeah.
But basically, just a reintroduction of the characters, which I kind of knew was gonna happen.
You can start off
Showing
with
everybody
part
from
8.
the company, Fire Force Company 8, Shinra, Arthur, Maki, Tamaki, Lieutenant Hinawa,
Mhm.
Captain Obi, Licht, and Victor. So we
Yep,
got to see everybody. Um, Captain Obi was obviously the last one, and that's because he's the one who actually pushes the true story of the
the
episode
first
forward and
episode.
everything. So
Bro, what's with these places, bro? Because I want to spit in this nigga face, bro, when he did that. After getting Obi arrested, and then this nigga selling out to the evangelists.
oh, bro. I don't. So when I did the trailer reaction, I kind of got freaked out and everything because I was like, bro, is Burns working for is he working for the evangelist? Because we saw him what it looked like down in Adola with the evangelist actually
Yeah,
sitting there. So what I think happens is something how
the
Maya kind of fucks with his brain waves or something like that
hmm
to that extent. That's what I believe. And he kind of like, because something about being blessed with grace is what I'm assuming gives her some kind of different power boost that we haven't seen yet. Like we know she can kind of control people and everything, but
hmm
the way she was talking, it made it seem like it was coming directly from the evangelist and it was going into
right
his
into him.
head,
Yeah,
and he already had the link because of the eye, and he saw everything
hmm
just like Joker, when we saw their whole flashback and everything, how they were actually down in Adola. So maybe they kind of mind controlled him, but essentially what we're seeing in this episode is the white clad are starting to
hmm
finally make their move, and they're actually um moving through the church and trying to actually use the church now to
to boost them
essentially, yeah,
basically,
essentially create another great cataclysm. So
which is
that's,
looks like it's going to work for the most part
I
because
mean, the way it's playing out, because they end up capturing Captain Obi, who's done a great job so far of with Company 8, obviously with Company
hmm
Eight's help, of you starting to truly unite the district in the thought of the evangelists, the white clad, and all of them, that they're evil. You know what I mean? Because they've
hmm
actually seen what they've done through these past seasons. They actually have true evidence now, and they're actually working together to try and stop them. So it seems
yeah,
like
because we
now
started off back
there's.
in the day with
Go ahead.
Ricky with Rita and how he had to like let himself go. And remember when Rita they actually got rid of him because he was working with them at first.
Who?
Rita, Rita, the guy who
Oh, Rekka
Recca,
Hoshimiya.
Recca, yeah,
Yeah.
with
And
him,
how they
like,
killed them. Yeah,
mhm.
early. And he was working in the first company, which is the one where they where Burns
Essentially,
is.
it burns. Yeah,
He was working literally under Burns. He was one of his 3 lieutenants. So yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I watch, man. I watch. I understand. I look.
Hey,
I
listen,
learn.
I'm trying to tell you, this is certain anime I get overly hyped and
Fire
animated about.
Force, My
My Hero, all
Hero,
that kind of
Black
stuff. One
Clover.
Piece, you know what I mean? Like I get so into it because I like something about the characters, something about the world that has been created, something about the overall threat, just in these different shows and whatnot, something about that is what like really draws me in, and I get so interested, and I really want to see how the threat gets stopped, what the true threat really is, who's behind it, all the
Yeah,
mysteries, intricacies of all these different. It's just certain stuff like that really gets me, and this is definitely one of those
for
shows.
sure. And this is low key giving me like the because I read just a little bit, not a whole lot of it, but it's giving me the vibe that My Hero gave us from the first few seasons before we got introduced into the who was that in the hideout, bro?
Overhaul,
Overhaul. Yep, the Overhaul arc. This is like it's
when it
setting up.
started getting real serious.
This is why the kind of feeling I'm getting from this finally.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first it was a little laid back, he fought show, he did what he had to do, went down to the evangelist, came back up and unlocked his new ability with the blue flames that he got inside there. So I'm definitely saying like now this season right here will probably be my favorite season out of all of them, just because of what we're gonna possibly get.
The end
Um,
game.
Facts.
That's the end game.
Did you know we getting the full 20? We getting 12 first part and then 12 later on in the year second part.
I think it's in January next year.
Fucking hate this shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
understand it though,
Especially because the first two seasons just aired the 24 straight. But
bro. You feel me?
that's the time of anime we living in. But it is what it is, man. I'm
Gotta
just
break them
happy
out.
it's back, and we actually gonna get to. I mean, the story has been out, it's been done. So if you want to read it, you can go ahead. But
Mm-hmm.
for me, I just watched it. I've been so invested in it being animated. So I've been patient, baby. Here we are. We back.
And look,
So
that patience paid off.
we back. Now
Just like
just
Black Clover
Black
will.
Clover. Yeah, right. Just Black Clover. Come
You
on
see,
now, baby.
I know 16 to
Come on.
that hockey, bro. We train too much with one another, bro, for
Hey,
me not to know this shit.
come on, man. Just bring it back. Come on. My boy
The Black
Oscar.
Clover
Come on,
game.
man. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Bring it back. I need it. I need it. I need it. So really that's I'm just gonna say pretty much
The
I think
whole
that's really it
yeah.
going on in this episode is the white clad are truly making their move. They've captured Captain Obi, and
Who's the biggest threat to them of all, because he's definitely not folding at all. Not
yeah,
one bit.
yeah, for sure. He's like I said earlier, he's become a huge threat in how he's uniting the nation essentially against the white clad, against the evangelists and everything. So he's their pillar. He's their and a funny Twitter brought it up. Fucking Black Clover reference. It's their Captain Yami type shit. You know what I mean? Like when he gets now, obviously we needed to come back to see it, but Captain Yami gets kidnapped and they're going to go rescue him. They're going to go rescue Captain Obi in a sense. You know what I mean? So we'll see how that all plays out, because they're planning on turning him into an infernal. So we need to, put a
Yeah.
move on. So does he get some kind of connection with the Dola? Does he not turn? Are they able to get there before he turns? It just poses a
Bigger
bunch of
questions.
questions. It poses so many fucking questions. I'm excited, obviously, to see it and to find out, but I'm definitely nervous because Captain Obi has been so integral to everything that they've been doing so far throughout
Mhm.
everything.
And
I train
I'm ready for
every
it.
day for
Hey,
moments like this because
he
he's unpowered, man, and he
he
does what he
goes to
has to
show
do.
us that without power, you can be a badass.
Hey, for
Come on,
sure.
Usopp, take lessons. Piece of shit, damn drunk alcoholic.
I am dead.
Uh,
So
but
yeah.
hey, why be this? Why take your time inside the world for the most part, going through doing everything you got to do just to lose, when you can just be on neither the good side or the bad side and be a vigilante?
I am dead.
I got one more to go. I promise you they all get better and better if you go through with them.
I am dead. Yeah. So first episode for me, I wanted to read this so bad for the longest
I'm glad
when
you
I
did it.
found out about the spinoff and everything, but I was patient. At one point, they said that it was going to be an anime, adaptation of it. So I was definitely, once they announced it, obviously I was going to wait until it came out. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
truly glad I did wait until it came out. The reason I felt it was gonna get an anime adaptation was because of just the simple popularity of My
The
Hero.
hero, yeah.
The show, you've seen how successful the movies have been as well. So just more stuff out of that world. Of course, they want to try and get that out,
By the
especially
way,
because
this has so good, bro. My hero has been so good that they adopted a side quest. Boruto has been so bad that they think about discontinuing the shit. So,
no, I am dead. No, but for real, that's really how it's been, and you know that because you also have interactions with characters in the current My Hero,
mm-hmm.
because it's all the same world. This is just earlier in the timeline, as they
Back
explained
when
in the
All Might was in
very
his prime
beginning.
almost.
They explain in the very beginning of the episode, and in the intro you can see some of the heroes that are teachers actually in their prime who will be appearing in this, because I don't know what role they play in it, but this is during their time of being out and being heroes and everything, as we see at the very end of the episode.
Zawa.
Yeah,
That's my boy.
so it was a really cool first episode. It really gave me first episode My Hero vibes in a
But Koichi
dark,
being a fucking terrible lead in the
yeah, in a darker sense,
yeah.
because he's the guy who's coming down is not an actual licensed hero and everything, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But it really just gives me chills because in the scene, when we'll get to it kind of later on, but in the scene,
The back
uh
alley one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
he talks about, I wish All Might could jump down from the sky and save me, but he talks about how All Might can't be everywhere at
At once.
once. And
Yep.
it just gives me chills because he literally talks to Deku about that in the actual series. Like, are there people who you can't save? And he was like, yeah, there are people I can't save. Somebody could be crying out for me right now and I wouldn't even know about it. And that just made me feel like we
Mm-hmm.
literally see him at the very beginning in this episode, so he's in the city, but for him not to be able to
He's
know everything, he can't
prioritized
be
somebody else
everywhere at
probably.
once. You know what I mean? He can't be everywhere at once. He can't save everyone as much as he would like to. So
Ooh, now what would have been dope as fuck? Now this is a side piece right here.
mm,
But what if when he got the cork, when all my got the cork from what's her name?
Nana Shimura.
Nana Shimura, twice his cork was involved, which means he can go and be everywhere at once
I
because he
am
can
dead.
copy
Yeah,
himself.
right. If it had been I get what you're saying. If
That
it had been a
man's
previous
army of
user,
all mights.
yeah, if it had been a previous user or something like that, yeah, that would have been cool. I don't know if he would have been able to do it, but Deku probably would have been able to do it because
For
he's the
sure.
one who
Yeah,
was able to
yeah.
tap
Unlike all
into
of them.
all the other people's abilities for sure. So yeah, man, it gives you a different feel, like they say vigilantes.
And that heroes
That
in
was
that
that
village.
was really the whole point I was making with All Might not being able to be everywhere at once. Sometimes there are other people who have to step in and do the right thing. You know what I mean? Because what he talked about, kind of with the whole hero license and everything, and that's not just. I really think Stain would like him because that's not justice. Justice
Mhm.
is standing up when you know something is wrong. Standing, you know what I mean? Like in that situation, standing up to help them, even though I don't have a license. Fuck having a license. I know that
Citizens arrest.
I know that sitting here and let what's happening to these two people is wrong. And if I
Mm-hmm.
have the ability to do something about it, the
Do it.
right thing is to do it and step in. That's justice. It's not about being paid. It's not about celebrity. It's that, and that's why Stain gets so mad. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he plays some kind of role in this.
And
And
yep.
you see how he kind of falls into actually becoming Stain. So maybe what I'm saying now comes later on into effect in ideology and how his ideology is formed and everything. But I just really, like I said with Fire Force, you can tell how much I love this just because
Hyped
the
up with that.
connections with My Hero and everything that you can make just back and forth with it. So it's just really cool to see the underside, the side that the heroes aren't necessarily aware of, you know?
That like you said it best. That dark side of things.
The dark side of things, the
Yeah,
underworld essentially.
which is why we have vigilantes out here like Batman, the Cape Crusader,
And
the
what you say,
Sheriff of the Nighttime.
they deal in the shadows while the heroes deal in the light where everybody can see.
Now Corchi, which is the lead character that comes inside there with the All Might hoodie on his head, has probably the worst quirk I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Hey, listen,
You're
I don't know, I haven't read what it can do, but from like
no, it gets
they say
the
his shit
development
is
of
like
the
they say
development.
his shit is like
Yeah,
OP. So I'm really
but it's
interested to see how he figures out how to use different or put it to a different application type shit.
similar to what Deku had to figure out what the different shit he has to
How
do
he
with
can
it.
do it. Because
Now,
basically what he does is he puts any
3 points of
3
contact
points of contact and he can slide and go.
as fast as a bike.
So we'll see if he ends up. I'm assuming he's gonna be able to get faster and do
It
all
it
sorts of other stuff. So
it
I'm
gets real.
really
It gets
excited.
real OP, bro. It gets
Yeah, I'm
real
really
OP.
excited. I'm really excited to see what he can pull off. So
Yeah, his shit gets real fucking OP, and I'm actually glad that we did get that back alley scene inside there because we got introduced to I can't think of his fucking name, but we got introduced to the girl and the guy. The guy essentially being more of a endeavor role inside my eyes to things. Like he's like that
knuckle
brass
duster,
knuckle
knuckle
duster. Like
duster,
and
and pop
on the
step.
side there, man, put the bitch right to work. Come here, bitch.
Hey,
Ogre got for the way. Cleaned his clock,
let me see your tongue.
man.
Like what?
Th-
But you come to find out, there's a reason he's checking.
hmm So it's um it's definitely starting off really fucking well. Great adaptation so far. It's I'm not gonna say it's a 1-to-1, but it's close enough to the most for the most part.
Yeah. So it's really good. I really enjoyed it. The basic, run through synopsis is you kind of see him in the street. It's essentially almost like a 1-to-1 with him and Deku. You see All Might stopping a villain in the street. That's basically exactly how it starts off. I get chills because of that, and that's basically how you get to see, not My Hero starting exactly because that whole shit was Mount Lady and Kamui Woods and all
Mhm.
that, but you do get to see All Might later on. So that was
And,
really cool.
and old boy getting bullied.
Yeah, you continue on. You come to find out he's a college student, first year college student, who works at some kind of like convenience store essentially. He does hero stuff at night, essentially not fighting bad guys, but helping people with directions, helping people pick up trash. I'm glad I brought this part up because there's a huge cross.
Side to side with it
The
with the liquid. You
No,
talking
no,
about
no, 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 no.
that? Okay.
I'm talking about the shit. I guess you could say a huge cameo in the shit when he's actually helping. It's fucking Midoriya's mom.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that, like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
immediately paused it and took a picture. I'm like, no, that fucking blew my mind because I forgot what he was helping her with, but I think he was trying to give her directions or something like that. But I was like, that's her before she shrunk down. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So that's basically what he does. No fighting or anything like that. But that's how he essentially gets wrapped up in the second confrontation. The first confrontation was he was leaving from the scene, All Might scene, and ran into some guys, and they come back later on, and they end up chasing him, and that's when we get to see his ability for the first time. So after he's doing all of that kind of stuff, the hero stuff, he goes, he sees the stuff in the alley,
Yeah, and
Um,
let's go check this shit
no,
out.
no, no. He's talking to Pop Step in the alley because she kind of pops up on him again because
Oh
she
yeah, yeah,
recognizes
yeah,
him
yeah.
after he was sliding around and whatnot when she saw him in the
You're the
street.
guy who does the sliding stuff.
Mr. Nice Guy,
Nice
yeah, yeah,
guy.
yeah. So they end up talking to Mr. Nice Guy.
Tink.
Yeah, so they end up talking and whatnot. And then the group, we see who fucks with them earlier in the episode. They come back and they fuck with him again, and really fucking with her because the line that she has on her face is like black marker. It's not like an actual bandana,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought that's what it was at first, but it's a black marker because she doesn't want anybody to know her identity.
Her
So they
identity.
fucking with her. He kind of Koichi kind of gets knocked away and they're kind of like, hey, just go on type shit. But he's like, no, I can't do that. I really want to do something. And then in comes,
Go.
hey, right. And in comes fucking Knuckle Duster. And he basically comes and, basically whoops their ass. And he's essentially like, yeah, I can see you want to be a hero, don't you? So he's like, I'll teach you. You know what I mean? And he's all reluctant. He's like, no, I'm not trying to fuck with you type shit. And at the end of the day, he ends up in his house.
Still doing it.
Hey, ends up in his house and they're, together or whatnot. And he basically tells them about a drug that he's searching for to try and stop the manufacturing. He's trying to basically go all the way to the source and fucking destroy it so it's not a problem anymore. And then you go back to the city and everything and you see the three guys again and you see like this shadowy figure with like a line in his face and he offers them trigger, which is what the drug is, and you obviously get to see that in action and what it is doing and everything. So that's kind of cool, and maybe that has some kind of connection to the early form of what Overhaul is doing with the quirk boosting formula and everything. So we'll get to see, maybe that has some ties to it and whatnot. So that was cool. And then we basically end the episode off with three of them together in the park. They see a guy who's walking and he just has a briefcase, and obviously Knuckle Duster, he doesn't really have the smartest approach to going about the situations, trying to find out who could have done the drug and everything. And Pop Step clearly has a smart way of going about it, using like stuff on her phone and everything, searching, using the internet and everything. So he ends up going after an old man, knocking him down, and then in comes Aizawa, Eraserhead, and he's obviously a lot younger, so this looks like more
of his actual prime. Yeah, like
more prime-ish Aizawa. And it's funny because he actually knows his name, so we obviously know who he is, but him actually knowing who Eraserhead is and calling him by name was pretty cool to see.
Hey, look, that's a person who flunked out of a hero academy that had to become a vigilante versus a person who went through the hero academy and became an actual hero.
Yeah, so we will see how everything continues to transpire with this whole trigger drug and how they try and get to the bottom of that, and how all these other heroes that we see, in the later series, how they all play into everything. We've seen All Might so far. We've seen Aizawa. So
it's more to come. It's definitely more to come.
I'm excited for the ride, man, because in the trailer in the trailer we've seen All Might, we've seen Aizawa, we've seen Endeavor, we've seen Midnight, we've seen Ingenium, which is Ida's older brother. And we've seen President Mike. So those are the people I know for sure that we're gonna see, because we did see him in the trailer.
And then of course you see it's a few of them that would be like, oh shit, like what the fuck?
That's what I'm looking forward to. And I know we're supposed to see Stain in some capacity, so I'm looking forward to him being in here as well, and seeing possibly how his ideology kind of forms into what we see in My Hero. You know what I mean? Just based off of the whole vigilante justice and being like true justice, not what it is in My Hero, the rankings and popularity and money and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. It's here. Vigilantes is here.
Man, Vigilantes is definitely fucking here. And speaking of Vigilantes, our favorite Vigilantes up next. The boy who be called the king of the pirate. You can't be a Vigilante without being the king. You feel me?
Man,
What
the
that
number
crown.
one vigilante himself, man. It's been 6 months, you know. Uh
Still do not
what
have to
is
use
it?
hockey all the way.
One week X 6 months, 6M,
Yep.
1W
One
X
W six them.
6M. So we go from 1 week, you know, expecting One Piece to 6 month break.
So that ass. Hold on,
Um,
wait a minute. Y'all thought we was coming back?
we are not. But it, you know, they had the Fishman stuff, which I didn't finish in the break, so you could have watched that.
Really good animation they did with it. Like they
Okay.
snapped the animation with it. I going through with it. I think the Horty Jones fight is. I love it more now. Just because
Okay. I might
just
have to check it out
had the animation just look with it. Like it's crisp as fuck.
for sure. Yeah, I definitely want to watch it because I want to see what it looks like when he uses hockey to knock out the
Bro,
5,000. Yeah, the 5,000 Fishman. That's what I want to see. So yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
50,000.
50,000.
Yeah, because it was 100,000 fishermen coming after them.
50,000.
He took out half of them. Zoro was like, "Hold on, wait a minute. We supposed to take out. You know what? Hey, Shirley Brown, take your ass over there. I'm gonna take out the rest of these. You go ahead, hang back real quick, all right?"
I'm dead. Yeah. So
But
I want to see that for sure. But yeah, we're back with Goat Piece. Back in Egghead.
2 episodes. One was just a big old hour and 20-minute recap,
Yeah, it was two. No, it was two new episodes.
and then two new. Yeah. So the
Two new
first one,
episodes. Yeah.
the
The first we had an hour and 20
and
minute
20 minutes.
recap, which me and Bird watched. And then we just transitioned into the new episode that came out on Saturday. And then I watched the new episode on Sunday. Two good episodes. We're only going to talk about the episodes, even though we have read. We told you we will
won't
not do that.
spoil anything.
We will not do that. We told you that on this channel. We won't do that. We'll just talk about anime only, even though in that time break, I have even caught up to reading the actual manga. You know, we've been gone for 6 months. I needed some One Piece, so that's what I've been doing.
Instead
So
of watching Fishman Island, he decided to fucking read. You see
yeah,
what happens here?
yeah. So that's what happened with that. So we're back. Essentially, we pick up with what seems like the world seems to be flooding for some reason.
What was the news about Garp and everything else going with that? Like how he
Well, yeah, the
disappeared.
recap. Yeah, I felt
Yeah.
like that was more a recap of what we already knew about from how it ended. You know what I mean? But I guess this is the world seeing what truly happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and then getting the information about Luffy holding Vegapunk hostage and all that kind of stuff, and getting to see the Don and her trying to figure out like what's going on, Garb, Luffy, what are y'all doing, type shit. So yeah,
Maki, the green hair chick.
I know you're talking about at the bar. Yep.
Yeah, at the bar with Shanks' son.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Hey, we'll see. I wouldn't be
Man,
surprised.
hey, Shanks laid that wood down, bro. He had to go ahead
dead.
and do it, bro. He kept coming back for some reason. It wasn't because of Luffy and it wasn't because of the drinks. He kept coming back for some reason.
I am dead. But yeah, we definitely see she has a kid. We get to see, you know, other stuff in the world and what's going on. But the real big thing is essentially flooding. You know, the flooding of all the different lands, countries, worldwide, islands, all that kind of stuff. Certain islands won't be able to be inhabited because of how much the water's going up. Beaches have been completely that's gonna keep going up. That's gonna be a problem. Beaches have essentially been washed away, like we saw in Kamabaka Queendom. You can't. It's gone. It's covered by water now. That's like essentially crazy. So they don't know what's going on with that. The good news is you will like this. These were the questions and all that kind of stuff that I used to have and whatnot. The good news is you will find out. We do get an explanation for that. So stay tuned for that. We won't talk about that because that is spoiler territory, but you do get an explanation for what's going on. Well, yeah, I mean,
in a way, because they kind of hinted at it.
If you really paid attention to what's going on, and when they went to
Yeah,
where
Lulucia
Lelouch was and everything, you know what's going on. But they give a definite definition detail of what
and
actually happened later on. So you will find that out for sure. Thank
hey, the good thing is,
you. Listen, if you're like me and you care about the information, you are going to love
oh yeah, you're gonna
this
enjoy it.
arc. You're
Yeah,
going to love it. Huge info dump.
the big thing for me is how they showed how Lucia was getting wiped out and the hole that was created inside there from that crater, and how they jumped over to my theory, of course, being what happened at
Andy's lobby.
Annie's lobby.
Yep, that's what
Exactly.
I thought it had something to
So
do with that too.
and I said this shit probably, I want to say a year, maybe something ago. I put up one of the videos, and it essentially testing. All right, it does
Mm,
this right here. Bet, let me go ahead and do this now and create it over here with this.
mm,
And shit, we got the Mother Flame testing grounds at the right outside the Gate of Justice.
man.
So that theory,
Or what later
Oda,
came to
it's
be the Gate of Justice, because maybe it could
yeah.
have happened before, you know.
And they were
So
like, fuck it, like, all right, cool, let's create this right here. Boom, pop it on this land, build what we can, get distance here. We got our testing ground. Let's go
and
from
then
there.
got all the stuff behind, yeah. And
So,
so,
hey, One Piece is, even if you read, you have questions or stuff that
oh,
you
for sure.
probably won't get until you watch it animated, and see even more of a connection piece behind it. So, just, oh man, just them doing a good job with that. What's canon versus what you should pay attention that's canon versus non-canon type shit. Anime only versus fucking the other side of things where it's manga only. Like they've done such a beautiful job, and these 2 episodes have shown us, bro. They shown us.
Man, no,
So
for
they should.
sure. Yeah. So basically the rest of the episode is you find out that York has been she's being held hostage by the Straw Hats, which is absolutely insane. Uh, so basically, you know how we kind of let out there, yeah, just cooling on it, yeah, cooling.
Yeah, which one did
So
that bitch?
so the way we left off, they were in a crazy predicament. It looked like they were all kind of screwed and whatnot. And come back later, we find out that they were able to get out of the situations that they were in, and now they got York hostage. They know what the situation is, what's going on, because she's
York's
having a
plan.
conversation with the Celestial Dragons.
The
Um,
5 girls say.
that's what I meant. Yep.
Yep,
You
yep,
got me.
yep.
The 5 girls say she's having a conversation with them. Saint Saturn's on the
His
boat
pimp ass.
outside of I'm dead, outside of Egghead. So he has a black transponder. He can hear what's going on.
Totally, yeah,
Kizaru
the
can hear
better
what's
part is
going
that he's
on.
there though.
And then Morgan's VB and
Big news, Wapo.
what's his
Wapo.
Nuwapu, yeah. And he knows
See,
what's
nigga
going
just
on.
said
Yeah. I was trying to think, yeah, you got it. With the black transponder snail.
it.
So finding out what's going on with Luffy, what's actually going on with York, that they have them kidnapped, essentially. You know what I mean? So like, hey, I'm Luffy, I'm gonna be king of the pirates. I gotta open this shit up so we can get out of here.
Hold on, I'm talking real quick. How many people? What's the situation like?
And
There's a
he
niggas
was
that's
gonna say
injured
it
right now.
too. Uh-huh. He was gonna say it too. She said, hey, Luffy, shut up. Hey, information is a weapon. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Shut up. I'll be quiet. So yeah.
That sounds like Nico Robbins' voice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I should
Exactly.
have let that ass
Exactly.
live years ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
The
So
Demon Child returns.
and then basically after that, it's a continuation into the second episode. We continue on with knowing about the Straw Hats and
Mm-hmm.
their essentially
The
their escape
plan.
plan. Yeah, that's essentially what's going on. They're sitting there planning on what they're going to do and kind of recapping some of the events that took place to get to where they are now. So having who was it? Was it Sanji and Nami, and how they ended up defeating Jinbei,
Jinbei's
the
there.
S Jinbei,
Because Sanji
S
hates
Sharp.
Jinbei. Sanji hates Jinbei because he's one, he has the love of the people on the ship. Two, he took over his role as one of the big three inside there, essentially. And then also he just Sanji has a lot of hate for Jinbei. So for him to fight S Shark was like, yeah, nigga, yeah, you up next when I catch your ass, you up next, bro. You nice piece of shit. Like,
no, I'm dead. And
Sanji
then we
hurting
get
right
to
now.
see a whole situation with Robin, Chopper, Kaku, and Zoro taking down S Bear
S Bear
and
and also S
S
Hawk,
Hawk.
which
And
means
then Luffy obviously taking down S
down.
Snake.
He took down two, which was easy as fuck to
What he
him to
say?
do because
Please, Hancock,
help
please,
us.
I need you to help us. He was like, you're the only one. You're
Oh,
the only one who could do it. And then obviously she let him go because it's Hancock and she loves Luffy. And then Vegapunk talked about how it was transmitted, through the
the
genetics. Because
DNA.
Jinbei
Yep.
was like, oh, even Hancock, who's icy towards everybody, she'll do anything for Luffy. And it appears S Snake would too. And then, Vegapunk makes that note like, oh, it's crazy how fucking, the strong the bloodline traits are and blah 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 and that Vegapunk talk.
That nerd shit.
Basically.
Fucking dweeb, get a life.
So basically after that you find out what all happened, how everybody got back together. They plan their escape to go on and get out of there.
to take the number one, the first
The
fucking
rocket, the
rocket,
the
so only
the
so far.
robot,
Mhm.
yeah.
And then I think after they go to a certain far,
Cool to
cool to
burst.
burst that bitch out some more, get at least 1 kilometer away, and then there's no catching them
So that's the
until we
plan.
see fucking somebody that's made out of pure fucking light take off the ship and just first off, we had to bring it back a little bit. Just seeing Vice Admiral Dahl, and the rest of the Vice Admirals there inside
Oh
the
man.
Navy, holding their own against these fucking mechs, holding their own, I would say, because it did take Kizaru to come through and like really like push it together with it. That shit, I actually like seeing that shit animated. Dahl is one of my favorite Vice Admirals in general. But might have to make one of these Vice Admiral videos before. Some of them they're not bad. But to see fucking Kizaru that takeoff, bro, finally animated with it and how it went down, and see
going up against
Sentomaru put the fucking block up there.
It's gonna be good.
Sentomaru was not using hockey, bro. I thought when I was reading that Sentomaru was using hockey. I didn't see hockey come out of Sentomaru to block this fucking kick.
I don't know. Maybe his is different because we know he used it when he was fighting Luffy.
Yeah, exactly. Which is like that could have been just a drawing error. Me paying attention to too much fucking detail, probably. You know how far I get down already, bro.
Yeah, we'll
detail
see.
is detail. But yeah, he lands. Boom.
Yeah, gonna be great
Somebody
to see, man.
strong is here.
Can't wait, man. So many good upcoming fights. The escape plan, like you said, the escape truly starts now. So it's gonna be a hell of an arc. I couldn't get that shit out. If you see the trailer reactions I've done for it, like they show you kind of brief glimpses of stuff that's coming. Like we said, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but from reading it, I was talking with Bird about this. Fucking reading it, I was not expecting the stuff that we were gonna get so quick after what we just got in Wano. Yeah. I really thought it was gonna kind of be a break right before shit kind of like kicks off. That is not the case. When they say it's like really starting to get into the final arc, final act, like the big final act, it starts here for real. Like for real. No,
this end game.
No jokes.
Going to be amazing to see.
No jokes.
Especially when we get them 5 niggas who pop up on this island. Them niggas.
I'm dead. Yeah,
them
niggas
different. Them niggas look different.
Hey, be ready for some stuff coming in these coming episodes for sure. Be excited that One Piece is back. Just so much stuff in this arc is going to be insane.
I can't see how you don't want to be a One Piece fan around this time.
You definitely missing out. You had 6 months where you could have either caught up, started it, and caught up.
Well,
But
it takes 210 hours to truly watch One Piece if you skip the 94 fillers inside there. Plus, you skip the opening and ending, which makes it only 17 minutes per each episode. It takes 210 hours to watch it, which roughly gives you about 6 episodes a day to be fully caught up.
all right, nice.
I
Breaking that shit down like
had
you
to break
broke
this shit
down old
down,
girl
bro.
numbers. Yeah,
Hey,
funny as
hey,
hell.
hey, you gotta do this shit right. Do this shit right, you feel me?
Damn.
But anime is back. 1216 is moving, we're grooving. Nothing happened. I had my I had my IRL nothing happened moment just recently. Um, back still killing me, bro. I got the fucking vibration on right now. All
On the
fucking
show.
yep, ibuprofen and some other shit that's supposed to help with muscle
Okay.
relaxers. So
Mm, I'm fucking
this
glad you good.
man, brother, man, I was glad I was sober that night, bro. All the
Mm,
100%. What the nigga Chief Keef say? I hate being sober. Well, I'm the different nigga. I love being sober. I'm
I'm
a
dead.
driver. Give me some water so I can go ahead and get out of here.
Hell
And
no.
speaking of getting out of here, Sapphire's get the fuck on somewhere, man. You know what the fuck we get down, bro. I'm telling you, man, it's been one after another. I'm banging these bitches out, bro.
Yeah, man.
Transition man. Transition man.
Hell no. Hey, I don't know if you want to be called that.
Uh,
Transition to what?
transition man, not trans.
Yeah, transition to what?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm gonna just go ahead and do you a favor and end the show. We appreciate you all for tuning in. Like we said, there's so many different anime out now. Some that we haven't even talked about that have just come back or have just started. So if you're interested, go ahead. Just type in. What I recommend doing is get on Google, type in spring anime, find you a list, kind of check them out, look at some descriptions of what they are, and find something that floats your boat. There's so many different selections, so many different genres of anime to choose from. There's going to be something for sure that you like. Whether or not it has a second season or not, that is, if you're a real anime fan, if you know, you know. But yeah, there's so many different genres, so there are different selections and stuff that you'll find. I know there's multiple things that you'll find that you will enjoy. If there's anything that you do enjoy that we don't talk about, drop it below in the comments. Something that you think we should check out or whatnot, drop it below so we can definitely add that to a list of some things that we check out, and possibly bring like brief updates on the channel and whatnot
Sunshine, I give
about
you
it.
three right now. Shit, I give you three right now. Fuck around and make sure y'all check out Summer Pockets. Check out fucking what is it called? Zashutabi,
Mm.
and check out Compass 2.0 animation project. Shit, not bad, bro. Got some decent lineups inside the spring animes already.
There
Some
you go.
shit is already shit. I will continue to watch it though because I like watching shit. I.e. Vending Machine. I got 8 episodes into that shit and realized it doesn't get better than what it is. But anime is
Are you
anime.
surprised?
No, not at all.
You shouldn't be. It's about a fucking vending machine in anime. No.
The nigga really was giving out people ramen to heal them, bro. Like I was
Crazy
just
work.
so baffled.
Yeah, the other one, only other one that you got Windbreaker, which 12 did talk about earlier in the show, which I will be catching up to as well and watching. The other one that I recommend is the beginning after the end. That first
Mhm.
episode was really good.
Oh my
It gives
gosh.
some Mashuko Tensei vibes,
Yep.
Jobless Reincarnation vibes, but what I think is going to be compared to that, I think is going to be so much better just because of how the main character, presents himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be a lot more shit, and a lot less like that pervy ass shit that Rudy be
Mm-hmm.
doing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's going to be a
It's
lot more
coming on as a
fighting focused.
ex demon lord who comes out now to take on some shit for the most part. You can read the synopsis inside there, say the same exact shit. We not spoil shit for you.
Yeah.
Ex
So that
Demon
looks to be
Lord
good.
is reincarnated. Now we're going through this new family shit, and you will see a lot of similarities with Jobless, bro.
Especially in that first episode for sure.
Yeah,
'Cause it just felt
like you
like
could damn near watch them side by
Paul
side.
and Paul and what's her name? Lilia. So
Mm-hmm.
so you'll see if you decide to check it out. But I thought that first episode was pretty good, and I really can't wait to see more of that. So with all of that being said, we appreciate you all for making it this far in the video, because if you did, you have basically watched from the beginning to the very end, and we truly appreciate that. It helps out the video. It helps out the channel. If you did watch, you did like, you did enjoy, make sure you hit that like button. You want to see more from the 1216 podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you want to get notified anytime 12 might drop something, anytime I might drop something, anytime we might drop something together like the podcast, or anytime we might go live like this, like we're doing now, hit that notification bell, select all, and we will see y'all in the next one.